We have a few hours until the flying taxi takeover GoPass is over, and like all of the other videos that I have made, I am going to claim it with you today. Yes, I have managed to max out the entire GoPass, and as always, I have claimed nothing from it, but this one to me was really something quite special. I really enjoyed the flying taxi event, and especially the flying taxi takeover. So before I claim everything, I want to show you what I managed to get because I was very lucky. Of course, the main thing that we were all looking for was the Reshiram, the new change for Giovanni and what Giovanni's Shadow Legendary was. And I went and got myself one of these Shadow Reshirams. Yes, I didn't get any more than one, mostly because it's not easy to get more than one. You have to use super rocket radars, and I want to save mine up for something really special, something like Shadow Rayquaza. But I managed to get one that is relatively good. Is it incredible? No. Is it shiny? Also no. But I did get one that is 14 8 15, so good enough for me to keep and use, and I've already removed the frustration from it during the takeover event. In fact, I have done a ton of removing of frustration from a ton of my shadow Pokemon, like my 15 to 20 shadow Groudons that I have, and the same for my Kyogres that I got during GoFest, which means I have a crack team of shadow legendaries that I can use now, and I am super happy about that. Here you can see that my Shadow Legendary collection is now at 57. Now, yes, some of those are Entei, as you can see here, a couple of Shadow Dialgas, but if I just scroll at this point, you can see I have a lot of Shadow Groudons. Do I need this many? No, but it's always good to have more firepower. Now, over time, I'm sure I will get rid of a few, but for now, I'm keeping all of them because I like them, and I think I worked pretty hard to get them. But there are also the new Shadow Pokemon to take a look at, and that is Shadow Amora, Shadow Tyrant, and Shadow Axew. If we go for Shadow Amora, a little sneak peek was already shown, but you can see that I have managed to get myself the shiny Amora, which I'm super happy about. And actually, I haven't removed frustration, so let's do that. As you can see, I am running low on charged TMs, but nonetheless, we will do it. Next is Shadow Axew. I have caught a few Shadow Axew. Some of them were absolutely terrible. I got rid of those. But so far, I've kept two. These are my two best. But as we know, there's going to be this is going to be the lineup for the team, the Team Rocket leaders, for a little while until the next takeover event. So for now, I will just keep battling whenever I can. And unfortunately, I've run out of radars, so I need to build up a few more. And then finally, the last one is Shadow Tyrant. And I currently only have two Shadow Tyrants, and one of them is relatively good and the other one is a little bit worse. But I have managed to get all of the new Shadows. This is the first time playing Pokemon Go where the Shadow Pokemon, the leaders, and that whole Shadow process has really been interesting to me. In the last round with Shadow Pineco, Shadow Helioptile, and whatever the other one was, I was really not interested in getting any of those, so I just never did any rocket battles, especially the leaders. But now I'm starting to see the light, and so this has been a really great takeover for myself. I also removed some frustration from a few more Pokemon, but nothing really to write home about. But then, of course, we have the brand new regional Squawkabilly that we have been able to catch. And I have been so lucky with where I am in the world, because if I type in Squawkabilly, you can see that not only have I been able to get the blue Squawkabilly, which should be the bird in my region, but we have also, where I live, been able to get the green Squawkabilly as well. And I don't know that that has been the case for everyone, but I know that it's been the case here. So as well as the green, I also managed to get the white Squawkabilly, and I managed to get the yellow, which is the all four of the colors. So this is the first time that I've been able to complete a regional collection. All of the other regionals like Pansear and Panpour and the other one, I can only get the red one here, and things like what's the sun one called? Wait. And things like Soul Rock has a alternative, which is Lunarstone, and I have been unable to get Lunarstone. So being able to finally get one full set of any regional has been really, really awesome, and I'm happy that I got a few, especially the green. That's going to give me enough to trade, I hope, with some local players in my raid group who maybe didn't find one, because it has been super rare. I think out of all of mine, I think I have one, two, three, five greens. I, of course, did catch a lot more blues, a lot more yellows, but everybody in my raid group has been able to get those. But the green ones, I'm keeping a couple for myself, but I will absolutely trade them if people didn't manage to get them. So this, in terms of a GoPass, has been really, really fun. I did also manage to get a few PvP IV birds, like Rookie D, for example. I managed to get a Shadow Great League 727 rated, so pretty bad, but still my best Shadow at the moment. Again, something I can hunt for. But then I also managed to get an Ultra League level 65 Corviknight if I evolve it, and a Great League 538. So I've been doing relatively okay with some of them. Of course, I wanted to do better with Shadow Rookie D coming out. I really would like a high level Great League or Ultra League ranked Corviknight. I just think that would be really, really awesome. But so far, I've been a little bit unlucky, but I've managed to get some stuff. As I said in a couple videos before, I'm really trying to get into PvP at the moment and trying to do all of my rounds. So for me, it's been very, very useful to have an event where something like Rookie D does spawn, which is pretty good in PvP and something I definitely see in the tournaments that I watch on Twitch. But anyway, let us now go into our storage and put on a star piece and a lucky egg like I always do. And we're going to do our claiming now of the flying taxi event. There are some very, very important things to claim in this GoPass. The first one is that, of course, I got the deluxe path. I do that every time, but we get one super rocket radar on the deluxe pass at rank 1, and then there is a second super rocket radar at rank 30 on the free path, which is really, really good. That means that I will have 2 extra, and that will leave me with 3 in total, as I have 1 super rocket radar already. I did have 2 from the last taken over event, but I only used 1 to get Reshiram. So hopefully this will give me 3 to use, which is a lot when we go into whatever the next taken over event would be. It might end up being Shadow Zekrom, which will be pretty good, but it could be something else. And as I say, I'm trying to save up as many as possible for when something like Shadow Rayquaza comes out. Shadow Rayquaza, I think, is going to be pretty game breaking. So now let's claim everything, or let's just check that there's nothing else that needs to be looked at. An egg incubator, some gems, another egg incubator on the deluxe path, and then just a lot of stardust. So aside from those 2 rocket radars, nothing overly crazy. So let's claim everything. Loud noise coming in. That is so annoying. And there we go. We managed to claim everything. And now we have our encounters. Now, when it comes to shinies throughout all of the Flying Taxi and the Team Go Rocket Takeover, I've only got that 1 shiny Amora so far. I did manage to hatch a shiny, but it's not anything related to the event. So hopefully in this GoPass, we can get at least 1 shiny. So let's start with our Rookie D. Okay, not shiny. And as always, I haven't done any checks to see if anything is a hundo in terms of CP. Maybe you know that before I do, but I'm going to be learning that as we go along. So let's just get some catches done. Here we go. Another Rookie D. It's huge, but not shiny. 276. I don't know that that is or isn't hundo. Let's see. Did we catch that? No, we did not. Okay. maybe, just maybe, we'll be able to get a good PvP IV Rookie D from this. Okay, here is our Hoot Hoot. That was a Max Monday. While we were doing the event, I didn't film that because it's not that interesting. Hoot Hoot, the same as Pid of today. I didn't film that either. Okay, another Hoot Hoot that is not shiny. Okay, there we go. Now we have a Pidgeotto. I do have a Hundo Pidgey ready for being used with the Mega Pidgey, which I got some Mega Energy for. So this doesn't have to be anything special when it comes to its IVs, but still, it would be good if maybe I could get a shiny for this. Okay. We didn't catch that. Let's just do a quick catch and see. There we are. Okay, the second Pidgeotto is also not shiny. Again, I don't know what Hundo's CP is for a Pidgeotto, but we'll give it a go. Didn't catch. There we go. Okay, now Vullaby. Vullaby is something that I have now been hatching because I have been doing the 12-kilometer eggs. It's not something I traditionally did, was the 12-kilometer eggs, but I have now been doing a lot more hatches. And now we have a Bombardier. This was recently in a different GoPass, I remember. I can't quite remember which one, but I do remember it being inside of a previous GoPass. So let's just see if we can catch this up. Everything here today seems to have a slightly difficult catch rate, which is a bit annoying. It's definitely using up a lot of Pokeballs. Still, nothing is shiny. Wow, Bombardier is also a little bit further away than you think when you're doing the throws. Here we go. Okay, that one caught easy. Okay, now we're up to what I was super interested in, which is the 2 Corviknights. I would really love a shiny Corviknight. I just think it's really, really cool. I mean, shiny Rookie D is arguably better because it's gold, but shiny Corviknight would be awesome. Let's hope. Okay, the first one is not. Again, I don't know what Hundo CP is. This is a Hundo I definitely would take, but let's see. That was a bad throw. The throws for the birds are always very, very difficult. So there we go. That one has now been done. Okay, one more, and neither of them were shiny. That is such a shame. Okay, never mind on the shinies. We'll just have to get one ourselves. Maybe we'll get a Shadow Shiny. Who knows? Okay, the final one is a Braviary. I think this might be Hisuian Braviary or Alolan Braviary. This is a regional form. And so we've caught that one. And then we have 2 more to collect, which is 2 white Squawkabillies. We don't really need these Squawkabillies. They're definitely not relevant as Pokemon in terms of PvP. And the shiny isn't released, which I never understand why they do that. Why release a Pokemon but not the shiny variant? So we'll just catch these up really quickly. And there we go. That is everything inside of the Flying Taxi and Team Go Rocket Takeover event. Let's just double check that we do have our 3 Super Rocket Radars. I've scrolled past them. There they are, 3 Super Rocket Radars. And because of the Go Pass, I now have some more normal radars, some normal rocket radars. And because I went through the 18 radars that I had saved up, I can now start getting mysterious components again, which is really nice. And that way I can fight more leaders. And of course, we're going to get some more gems as well. Okay, let's check through everything that we just got and see if anything is awesome. Pretty good Squawkabilly. That one's not as good. Hisuian Braviary. That's not going to be a good PvP Corviknight. Neither is that one, so that's a big shame. The Bombardiers, they're okay. Vullaby is okay. Pidgeotto. Then we have Hoot Hoot. Whoa, okay. Hundo Hoot Hoot, ladies and gentlemen. Look at that. That is pretty awesome. If only it could have been one of the many other options, but a Hundo Hoot Hoot I will still take. Any Hundo is a good Hundo. Let's take challenge. Let's see about our Rookie Ds. Not Hundo on the first and not Hundo on the second. And then we're back to our Doduo that I caught earlier. So if we check our Hundos, we're at 32. Now the keen among you who have watched videos might know that I was previously on 32. So this should have been my 33rd Hundo, but I lost one, and that that's an odd statement, I understand, but I had at one point 2 Hundo Pavilions, and I now only have one. So I must have at some point thumbed through and transferred the wrong Pokemon. And that is very, very sad to me to have got rid of a Hundo Pavilion. But now we can add the Hundo Hoot Hoot to our collection. So let's just mark it appropriately. I use one of these special keyboards to mark up all of my Pokemon. And if it's a Hundo, it's a star that is not filled in. If I ever get a Shundo, which I don't have any yet, it would be a star completely filled in. And that is the Hoot Hoot. And then I need to tag this into my level up tag as well, because that is awesome. Okay, I will max that out eventually. And there is the Super Rocket Radar, some more mysterious components we know, and then we go in. And then in order to save them so you don't use them up, you can just unequip through your inventory. And there we go. That makes life easier. So there we go. One more Hundo for our collection, a Hundo Hoot Hoot, which is always good to see. Honestly, the GoPasses have always been relatively good to me, not in terms of shinies, but in terms of Hundos. They have always been very good to me. So it's nice that we can keep that streak. But that is it for the video. If you liked the video, make sure to subscribe for more claiming of all of the GoPasses, as well as other videos, even things like the Copenhagen Go Fest, which are 2 videos that are now released on the channel if you want to see what my Copenhagen Go Fest was like. Day 1 in the city, day 2 as the park experience. We got some really, really cool mons. And then coming soon is going to be the spending of millions of Stardust to power up all of the mons that I got from Copenhagen. So those videos are going to be there. So subscribe and put the little notification bell on so that you know when I post those videos. But that's going to do it for this one. Let me know what you got from this GoPass down in the comment section below, and I will see you in the next video. Okay, bye.